This is Marley K. Hope everybody is well. Got a story that just came out a little while ago. Well, it came out today. I won't say a little while ago. It came out this morning. But a judge blocks Department of Education and Office of Personnel Management from disclosing troves of sensitive personal data to DOGE. And so, like I've been telling y'all, these tech kings cozied up to Trump, donated to his campaign, donated to his inaugural ball and his inauguration activities, just so that they could get in the door and steal all this information to transition us into this digital currency, these digital identifications, have access about everybody, men, women, children, everything, your financial information, where you live, your educational background, your everything, your employment history. So this is the reason, white supremacy has sold white supremacy out. Weird collateral damage, but this is the beast system officially being set up. They didn't know how they were going to get all this information from all these different entities. In my opinion, they have been hacking. When I say they, the tech kings and those people who they get for them, get to hack into systems for them. And I don't know if y'all know this is a thing, but there are people, professional hackers, who just, their job is to try to hack into stuff and get information. And so these people, I don't know what they are. I'm just going to call them aliens because they can't be human. Nothing that greedy and this evil can be human. So these aliens are taking over the system. They are collecting all this data to develop this database. And so I don't know how close we are to anything, but you got to know that, that's the whole reason for this system. And, I think Code 45 is too stupid, in my opinion, to want this information. If he wanted it, he could have got it the last time he was in office. He's made deals and concessions. His goal is to do get back because he's petty. And, he wants to make deals. He wants to make money, set his family up. Yeah. But some other stuff he's just not knowledgeable about, and he does not care about this stuff. This is just a debt you got to pay for the money you had to spend in order to be reelected by the children of the corn. So the children of the corn, the more that I think about the scriptures about what happens with Revelation, and the Most High keeps saying we're not going to have to go through a lot of this stuff. I just don't feel like we're going to have to go through a lot of this stuff. And it just really feels like, if you think about it, we've been through some woes already. Now, whether we're going to have to go through more woes, I think everything, if you read Second Baruch, all these things are going to be going on at one time. So it just kind of feels like we're in the midst of the trouble, but a lot of us are not being touched in a way, the way that we thought we were going to experience what's going on. So, I don't know. I'm just speculating. So ignore me. You don't have to take what I say seriously. I'm just speaking aloud, just my thoughts. You don't have to agree with them. There's no need to debate. But I just, this stuff is just so easy to see for those who are awakened. And I honestly do not believe all of us are going to make it out, because a lot of us are not going to be prepared, or at least we can't see how to avoid the snares. And this quick grab of information, if they've already been in and they've already done this, I feel like they already have the information, just personally, because the government has been hacked so many times. Y'all don't even know how many times over the last 15 years these governmental entities have talked about backdoors being open, and they've been compromised, and data has been taken. So I don't know if this is just the face of to pretend like they're going in getting this information, but they already got it, so they can say, "Oh, he got it," but they already had it anyway. Or if this is actually the takeover piece and the collection of all this important information that they need to develop this social credit system that is coming with the Internet of Things and Web 3.0. I don't know, but we better pay attention to it because we all's up in here. Everybody. If not you, your children, your grandchildren, even if you have worked for the government before, if you are listed on some background check, background, what they call them, clearances, even if you have not worked for the government before, but somebody listed you as a reference, your information is in the system. So everybody got to be like concerned, say it like that. So the judge blocks Department of Education OPM from disclosing troves of sensitive information from to DOGE. So it says a federal judge on Monday temporarily barred the Department of Government Efficiency, which is DOGE, from accessing troves of sensitive personal data from federal agencies. Now, I told y'all this office was formerly the United States Digital Service, which had the responsibility of providing consultation services to federal agencies to get them up to par with technology on websites and so forth. And that happened during the Obama administration. Trump came in, changed the name of the agency, and then commenced to using it the way that he's using it now. He did that through executive order. So anytime you see DOGE, understand it was formerly the United States Digital Service. So the U.S. District Judge Deborah Boardman ruled that the Department of Education and its employees may not disclose to DOGE the personally identifying information of 6 Americans and the members of 5 union organizations who sued 3 agencies over DOGE's access to their sensitive data. The Office of Personnel Management is similarly barred from disclosing the personal data of the plaintiffs, with an OPM employee working principally on the DOGE agenda. However, the same rule does not apply to the Department of Treasury, from which Boardman declined to banish DOGE. She wrote in a footnote that a different federal judge already granted preliminary injunction effectuating the relief plaintiffs sought against the Treasury. The court finds that the plaintiffs have met the burden for their extraordinary relief they seek, the judge wrote in a 33-page ruling. The 6 Americans sued the the Treasury Department, Department of Education, and OPM over DOGE's access to personally identifiable information they gave the government while collecting veterans benefits, applying for student loans, and working as federal employees. 5 union organizations whose members' personal data is also stored within the systems DOGE accessed also joined the lawsuit. Altogether, the plaintiffs amount to about 2 million people. Gionan April Hu, a lawyer for the plaintiffs, said during a hearing last Tuesday that DOGE's access to the systems amount to an unlawful disclosure of private information to people outside the government. It's real, it's imminent, it's ongoing, Hu said. And I agree with that. So, like, you would think you should be able to sue the government, but good luck with that. The challengers claimed DOGE's actions violate the Privacy Act of 1974, which was passed in response to the Watergate scandal and provides safeguards against privacy violations. In court filings, they accused the agencies of abandoning their duties as guardians and gatekeepers of millions of Americans' sensitive information. The plaintiffs sought broader relief that would have barred those from accessing anyone's sensitive personal data, but the judge signaled that such relief would be far too broad, instead limiting DOGE's access to only the plaintiff's data. Your proposed order, frankly, is way too broad, Boardman said during the hearing. But when Justice Department lawyers called the challenge novel, the judge pushed back. Quote, this is the government's making. It's the government that authorized this global access to DOGE team, Boardman said. Quote, so they're just responding to an action the government did, end quote. Boardman questioned the Justice Department over specific purposes or tasks assigned to DOGE workers, attempting to determine whether access to personal information could be warranted. Justice Department lawyer Emily Hall pointed to President Trump's executive order directing DOGE to maximize governmental efficiency and productivity. That couldn't be more broad, Boardman said, prompting Hall's response that the goal is broad, as Trump is seeking to implement sweeping changes. The judge zeroed in on one of three DOGE staffers in leadership positions, Tom Krause, Adam Ramada, and Greg Hogan, and asked whether they needed the unfettered access to personal information like social security numbers and bank account information, the same shit they need for the digital ID and the digital wallet, and to put on your chip on your phone like they have in other countries. So, duh. Hall claimed they do in order to evaluate systems of records and programs in the aim to better modernize. That don't even make no sense. That don't make no sense. Make no sense. You must think we fell off the turnip truck last night. Ramada's team, for example, is responsible for accessing the student loan system and may need access to borrowers' income to understand their ability to repay loans. Why? Why do you need that information? You not giving us no jobs. You taking jobs away from us. So we can't pay no student loans. What do you have to do with where they work? What do you care about their ability to repay? I I do not understand any of this. But I mean, this just goes to show you how rich people think. Rich people just think everybody is trying to scam. They're the biggest scammers. They're the ones who cheat people at the bottom so they can get rich at the top. And then they look for ways how to just keep you enslaved and poor and just harass you to death. I can't wait till this place falls. And I can't wait till the Most High judges these people. Um, so it says, while the OPM writ large is acting as representatives of the DOGE to implement Trump's orders, Hall said. The case is one of more than a dozen pending lawsuits that challenge DOGE's structure or its access to systems at various federal departments. Though billionaire tech mogul Elon Musk is said to be leading its sweeping cost-cutting efforts, the White House said in court filings that Musk is technically not part of DOGE. So this just some bullshit smoke and mirrors. Excuse my French. So you see how they do? Like this why you cannot bed down with white supremacy, because white supremacy is nothing but smoke and mirrors. They just scheme and scam, flim and flam all the time. Musk is technically not part of DOGE, instead serving as a senior advisor to the president. Okay, so then who is DOGE? It's these little boys, these little young people that they done hired. Who are they? Why are they doing what they do? We don't have time to be playing around with these folks. And then, one day Musk is the president and his son talking about the real president is not the president. Then over here, he really ain't with Doge. He just an advisor to the president. Like they just doing whatever they want to do. But I will say this: white people get what they ask for. This what they get. I ain't even mad because even though it's gonna impact us, it's hurting them first. They coming for us. No worries. But they're getting ready to see. They see now what it's like to be targeted. And they thought, they always think they're safe because they're white. And they're finding out they ain't even safe. They on the chopping block first. The more of them crying and whining and protesting and in the streets, crying about something that they chose on their own willingly. It don't matter which side, if you were Democrat or Republican. It's a white people mess. Boardman's decision to grant temporary restraining order in part comes on the heels of several small victories for DOGE. A federal judge last week refused the request of 14 Democratic state attorney generals to immediately impose wide-ranging restrictions on DOGE after finding they had not made the necessary showing of irreparable harm. A different judge also declined to block DOGE from accessing student borrower data at the education department. So they still got the loan data from the education department. So what do you think they're going to do with the loan data? Like, what is that going to tell them? But is they going to wipe everybody credit clean when they crash the economy and we all homeless and hungry and fighting? I don't even understand. Like, this don't even make any sense whatsoever. So you're going to crash the economy. You've been making stuff hard for us for the last 5 years. You crash the economy. You do the reset. Then you hold us to all this debt. Plus the debt y'all created. And we just slaves. Like, I don't understand. And if we have universal basic income, you're going to control the food. You're going to control the housing. You're going to control the energy. You're going to control everything. You're going to control our children. You're going to control the internet. You control the air. You control the water. You control all the resources. You can control time. You control the calendar. We're in an open air prison. The whole planet is getting ready to be imprisoned. And a judge refused a group of unions' request to block DOGE from accessing two federal departments and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. So this is ongoing, but it just looks like they're doing whatever they want to do anyway. By the time all this stuff plays out through the court, they will have already accessed all the information that they need. They won't care about what the judge's rulings are because they will have gotten everything that they need. They have enough people on the inside and enough cowards who just, will not stand up to them and do the right thing. So this place is a done deal. The only thing that's missing now is they went to Fort Knox and found where this gold is. Other than that, it's a wrap. So just pay attention, y'all. A lot of things happening. It's happening real fast. And a lot of these court rulings are really too little too late, in my opinion. Congress, which is run by the Republicans, they got both the House and the Senate. So Democrats don't have any power. They can't do anything, really. And that's why they just standing up talking and doing presentations and trying to, but it really, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because when they were in power, they had co-opted the government and they had hijacked it and was doing all this other stuff too, pushing all this alphabet stuff, trans this, DEI, all these initiatives. They did that. So they basically made this a godless country for all intended purposes. Going back, and not just now, just every time they're in power. With the Christian nationalists, the evangelicals, they are basically the same thing. They are just on the opposite spectrum. And so we don't have any, there is no savior coming because there are no saviors. This system and just how this world works, where it comes to Esau, he doesn't allow anything but two options, good and bad. And both can be bad, but they're going to dress one up and say one is good so that they can get you to make whatever choice they need you to make. So it gives, so that you will go along with whatever evil they present to you. So this is just a very distressing time. And 2025 is going to be on fire, literally. So y'all just get ready. Get ready for the beast system. This no buy no sell system is coming. I don't know if it's going to go live this year, but they told you that their plans, their agenda had to be accelerated, and this is the acceleration part. So I don't know if the white people is going to fight for their rights, but all we can do is watch because we have no power. All right, y'all. This is Marley K. Love y'all, and I am out.